Maya unlocked the dusty ranch house door, her great-aunt's last gift, a heavy burden of grief and silent confusion now. She wandered into the forgotten kitchen, where cobwebs draped the window like lace curtains spun by lonely, waiting years. Inside the pantry, her trembling fingers found a leather-bound book with crumbling pages that smelled of vanilla and old sorrow. She opened it and discovered handwritten recipes in faded ink, each margin crowded with passionate, secretive love notes from 1942. The first entry read, "Ella made this peach pie today, and I knew I would love her until mountains turned to dust." Maya pressed the brittle paper to her chest, feeling the heartbeat of a stranger whose love story had been shelved forever. She called the only local number she had, a ranch hand named Cole Clint, who had offered help with repairs earlier. Cole arrived with sun-weathered hands and kind gray eyes, and his name jolted her because it matched the recipe book's Cowboy. He confessed that Clint was his grandfather, who had disappeared from the ranch after a terrible heartbreak in the winter of 1943. They gently turned the pages together, reading how young cook Ella and Cowboy Clint fell deeply in love over burnt sugar cookies. A margin note warned of her wealthy father's fury, vowing to banish the penniless ranch hand before the first spring thaw. Cole discovered a recipe for cinnamon rolls with a whispered line in pencil. "Our last breakfast before I run away with you." Maya realized Ella never ran, because her great-aunt had once mentioned a spinster cook who died with an unspoken ache inside. Determined to honor their love, Maya suggested they recreate every recipe and let the old kitchen tell its bittersweet story. Cole lit the wood stove, and as he kneaded dough, he shared that his grandfather died still wearing a locket with Ella's curl. Maya sifted flour while Cole rolled out pastry, their rhythm easy and quiet, as if the room itself approved of them. The first pie they baked filled the ranch with sweetness, and while it cooled, they read the next love note together. Ella had written, "Tonight Clint kissed me by the corral, and the stars themselves leaned closer to hear my happy sigh." Cole looked at Maya with a tenderness that said he understood how a kiss could be more than just a touch. They ate warm peach pie under the lantern light, confessing their own past heartbreaks, stitched together by sugar and ancient ink. Maya revealed she had fled the city after her fiancé mocked her dream of opening a small countryside bakery for good. Cole admitted he had withdrawn from love after his childhood sweetheart chose a boarding school far from Wyoming's wide, open soul. The recipe book became their compass, and each dish they made unraveled another chapter of Ella and Clint's forbidden devotion. A custard tart recipe bore the painful words, "Father locked me in the pantry, but my heart flew to you instantly." Cole clenched his jaw and whispered that cruelty had separated two people who deserved nothing but a lifetime of sunrise breakfasts. On a rainy afternoon, they found a loose page hidden in the spine with Ella's desperate plan to escape at midnight. The final line of the secret note read, "If you are reading this, Clint, meet me by the old windmill forever." They drove to the rusted windmill on the property and found, carved into the wooden base, the initials C and E entwined. Maya traced the carving while Cole knelt and dug into the earth, uncovering a small tin box blackened by wet years. Inside lay a silver ring and a brittle letter from Clint, promising he waited until dawn, but Ella never appeared that night. Tears fell from Maya's chin as she realized Ella must have been caught, and the secret plan died in cruel silence. Cole took her hand and vowed they would finish the story by making the last recipe in the book, a wedding cake. They spent a tender week baking, laughing, crying, and learning to trust the quiet, patient love that blossomed between them naturally. Maya decorated the three-tiered cake with wildflowers, exactly as Ella had sketched in the margins beside her final desperate entry. On a golden autumn evening, Cole lit every candle in the pantry and read aloud all of Clint's handwritten words softly. Then he dropped to one knee beside the flour-dusted table and asked Maya to marry him right where the love began. With a voice thick as honey, she said yes, and he slid his grandmother's ring, saved from the buried tin, onto her finger. They cut the wedding cake together under the windmill shadow, toasting Ella and Clint with sweet cream and salted tears. The old recipe book now sits in a glass case at Maya's bakery, open to the page Clint carved with bold yearning. Every couple who visits reads the last line Clint wrote after learning Ella had passed years later in quiet, unmarried tranquility. It simply said, "Ella, my wildflower, I will find you in the next life and bake you any cake you desire." Maya and Cole's ranch became a destination bakery, where heartbroken strangers arrived to taste the very recipes that healed them. Their first daughter was born a year later, and they named her Ella Clint, stitching the two names into new life together. When little Ella could stand on a stool, Maya taught her to cream butter and sugar while telling the story of two lovers. Cole would come in from the fields, smelling of hay and wind, and kiss his wife's flowery cheek 3 times gently. The town sponsored a historical marker at the windmill, declaring it a monument to love that outlasted locked doors and frost. Now, 10 years married, Maya still bakes the peach pie every anniversary, and Cole still writes new love notes in the margins. The last page of the book now holds Cole's handwriting, promising to meet Maya in every kitchen of every life thereafter. And so a 1942 recipe book, once a hiding place for forbidden passion, became the recipe for a living, breathing miracle.